So guys, I'm going to be transmitting this a little bit differently this time because it came to me in the form of a channeled writing, and I usually don't use any kind of script or anything on my channel. I just freely channel whatever wants to come through, but this was a very specific message that I was asked to write down and to also transmit exactly in the way that it was transmitted to me. So if I'm coming off a little bit different or I seem like I'm reading, it's because I am. But I just really wanted to get this message out to you guys, and I figured that this was the best way to do it, where most people would be able to get it. So please excuse me if it's a little bit different and not the way I normally channel messages. This one is through writing, but I feel like it's an important message to share, so I just wanted to put that out there. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Angela and I'm an Angelic Arcturian. And today I have been guided to transmit to you guys a message about understanding multidimensional consciousness. So if you have been guided to this teaching, it is most likely that you have or are ready to cultivate more multidimensional awareness into your being. So congratulations to you. I hope that I can assist you in some way. So buckle your seatbelts, guys. We're diving deep on the channel today. But before I get into this, I just want to say that I will never claim to have all the answers or that my way is the only way. I'm simply here to offer you a perspective, and you can take it or leave it. So when I speak of multidimensional consciousness, in this video, I'm speaking of how it pertains to humanity's evolution in this current time-space continuum. Consciousness is infinite, and there are an infinite number of ways that conscious vibrations can play out in every now moment. But the ones I'm speaking of today are relevant to humanity's conscious evolution. This is simply an overview, so if you guys would like to dive deeper into each one of these levels, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and support the video. And if it gets enough interest, I would be happy to delve deeper into each one of these conscious dimensions. So with that said, let's get into it. So what is multidimensional consciousness? Multidimensional consciousness is the many facets of consciousness that reside within us all. As we evolve, we unlock more and more aspects of this multidimensional awareness. Consciousness is formed through the experiences of many beings. When these beings reach a conscious conclusion or an end to their suffering, a collective consciousness or group mind is formed. This group mind grows into a conscious stream of awareness that then becomes a sub-aspect of the God consciousness, supreme intelligence, or as I like to refer to it, the all that is. So in this video, we will be diving into these multidimensional views of consciousness as well as the corresponding dimensions that they reside in. Consciousness is infinite though, so I won't be covering every aspect of consciousness in this video. This is just going to be a brief overview of some of the levels of consciousness as well as the dimensions. And we're just going to be working on expanding our current awareness of these different forms of conscious intelligence. I will be starting from the lower dimensions and working up. So with that being said, we are going to start with the first level of multidimensional consciousness, which is the Satanic or suffering consciousness. This consciousness resides on the third dimension. Consciousness begins to form in a tangible way when we start to become self-aware. Although the first and second dimensions hold conscious awareness, as that's where animals and rocks and trees exist, we don't fully start to grasp the concept of consciousness until we reach the third dimension and begin to become self-aware. So the Satanic consciousness is a consciousness of suffering. It's a low vibrating frequency of chaos. It holds an unformed group mind, and it is a persistent, scattered, self-serving, distorted consciousness that is not sustainable outside the realms and constructs of the third dimension. There are many types of beings other than humans that reside on the third dimension, including those who reside on similar physical planes and work out similar conscious lessons via physicality and duality. So the Satanic consciousness is a major player in the evolution of consciousness for souls who seek the fast track to evolution through suffering, which many do, because we can achieve a great deal of evolution in a very short period of time. So the next one is the third and fourth dimensional human consciousness. This consciousness is interchangeable with any third dimensional evolving race because there are millions of non-human beings that reside and grow in third dimensional awareness. But as this is a teaching for humanity, humanity is the evolving consciousness we are focusing on in the third dimensional awareness. The human consciousness is a newer, more primitive, still evolving consciousness that has not yet reached unity or formed a group mind or collective consciousness. This means that humans are suffering and overcoming the Satanic consciousness in order to fast track their personal and collective evolution. Humans are cosmic children playing within the realms of duality in order to evolve the group mind and form the human collective consciousness. And once humans achieve this, then many of us will move into the raw consciousness, which is fifth and sixth dimension. For those of you who may already be familiar with raw teachings or the Law of One, I just want to clarify the difference between densities and dimensions because Ra speaks mostly in terms of densities. Ra is a sixth density frequency. Density is a core frequency vibration, while dimensions are like the playing fields or timelines where we play out this consciousness or vibration in order to evolve. So as it relates to this teaching, Ra also vibrates on the fifth and sixth dimensions as it pertains to humanity's conscious evolution. Ra consciousness is a collective consciousness that was formed after the conclusion of their own Venusian suffering on the planet Venus. Venus is no longer inhabitable on the third dimension because it has already evolved with its people to a higher dimension or vibration. This same evolution is happening right now on planet Earth as we speak. This consciousness is about service to others by teaching lower level beings such as humans what they have learned from their own conscious conclusion. The vibration of Ra is about teach learning and learn teaching. If you are familiar with Ra teachings, this will make sense. Ra is about service to others via sharing important information. And so moving on to the galactic consciousness, which is seventh and eighth dimension. This collective group mind is formed by beings that typically serve through teachings both physical and non-physical. They are light-oriented, service to others, and are also on the path of higher consciousness, seeking their way to the angelic realms on the ninth dimensions and above. Galactics are masters of technology and analytical thought processes not born of ego and massively invested in humanity's evolution at this time. The next level is the angelic consciousness on the ninth and 10th dimensions. The angelic consciousness is a highly evolved service to others angelic consciousness and is a step down from Christ consciousness and 2 steps down from God consciousness. Angelics serve as guides in both the physical and non-physical realms, and they assist souls in crossing dimensions and crossing over from life to death. They can also govern the angelic realms, which most of them do. So the next one is the Christ consciousness, and this is the 11th and 12th dimensions. Christ consciousness is a vibration of unity and oneness. This consciousness assists us in becoming a unified field of energy as we complete our soul lessons and prepare to return back to the God source. Jesus was an ascended master of the Christ consciousness. And then finally, we have the God consciousness, home. This is the vibration of returning to the source of who we are with a greater knowledge and understanding of ourselves as whole and unique fractals of light. On this vibration, we move from being a fractal to once again becoming the source. Pretty exciting stuff, right? So this is just a basic overview of the different levels of consciousness one may experience on their journey back to source. But there are infinite ways to find our way back home, and each journey is very unique. As my own consciousness expands around this topic, I would love to delve deeper and further into these aspects and dimensions with you guys and explore even more. But for now, I just want to leave you with this awareness in hopes that we can continue to expand our consciousness even more and be able to unlock even more doors of awareness as human beings continue to grow and evolve. So thank you for watching my video today, and I hope to see you guys next time.